So, as I said earlier in the show, these people, they have no rational thinking ability. They don't use logic to make deductions about what is right or what's wrong or statistics or anything like that. They base all of their judgment upon false predilections of what gay people are or aren't, and they base it on their religious beliefs, things they've been told, and hearsay, and folklore, and urban myths about gay people. And that is why they would rather these kids age out of the system and be sent on their way with $200 or whatever when they get out of the orphanage or whatever they call it these days, the home, and just left on their own because they have literally no one. They have no family, no friends, no one, and they have to go find a job and make a life for themselves, and with nothing. Instead of having that same kid be adopted by a gay couple, such as myself and my husband or something, who, let's say, is 5 years old or 10 years old, and he or she is, instead of aging out of the system and left to their own devices when they age out at 21, he or she is allowed to grow up in our home where we love him or her, and we take care of him or her, and we protect him or her, and we educate him or her, and we teach him or her morality and the right values and those sorts of things about loving people, caring about people, and using your life in a meaningful way, and respect and manners and all the things that I think kids should know. And grow up into a productive human being and productive member of society, and go to college and maybe become president someday, or I don't know, whatever they want to be, or a famous actor, actress, or singer, or astrophysicist, or whatever. I mean, there's so many things that kid could accomplish. And this reminds me also of something I saw over the weekend. My husband and I went to see The Longest Ride, The Longest Ride. And I really wasn't that into it. I mean, I think Eastwood, his son that's in the movie, is really hot and everything, but I wasn't really into seeing the movie. It wasn't that much of an interest to me, but Michael thought I'd want to see it, so he did bought tickets, and so we went to see it. And it was actually a really, really good movie. But anyway, part of the movie is a flashback to this other couple. It kind of parallels the two main characters' lives now, whom they couldn't have kids. And so they had this boy whom was living with his parents, or his half-brother and his half-brother's wife. And they were raising him because his parents didn't want him. And so they kind of neglected him. They didn't feed him. He was always staying up and being made to work and stuff like that. So he was falling asleep in class. And so the wife of the other characters in the past, she took an interest in him, and she wanted to adopt him, and she taught him manners. He was really rough around the edges at first. He was eating with his hands, for God's sakes. And she taught him manners, and she taught him about art and science and history and and culture. She cultured him and taught him how to be a cultured human being, which is an important lesson, I think, if you're fortunate enough to get it. And it changed him. And so when she was forced to take him back, and even though he's spending all his time with them and staying over there all the time, to his half-brother and his half-sister, or in-law, he did not want to go back, of course, and they didn't want to, but they wouldn't allow them to adopt him, even though they didn't really care about him. And so she told him, the last thing she told him was, you can be anything you want to be. You're smart, you're intelligent, you're this or that, whatever. And she told him that she cared about him, and that to remember that she would always, that he could be whatever he wanted. And so flash forward till after her death, and his wife comes to see her husband after his wife died, and tells him she's his wife, his widow, because he had just died from aneurysm, and he had become a astrophysicist professor at like Harvard or something, and was extremely intelligent and well versed, and he'd always remembered the things they'd done for him. And so my point in telling you that story is even though it's a movie, it does illustrate the point I'm trying to make, which is that same child that would have been left to his own devices in that same home and never had the influence of a better reality, a more loving and caring environment, one that's nurturing to him, emotionally and also mentally, is the difference between him becoming an astrophysicist and a professor at Harvard and him having been a mechanic in the small town he lived in and making, $20,000 a year and having a wife with 10 kids or whatever. So I'm saying that these people would rather have that kid have that life of a mechanic and which is nothing wrong with being a mechanic. I'm just using it as an example, making $20,000 a year versus a professor who makes $150,000 a year or something or whatever, with writing books and stuff, and has the respect of the world. So I think one life is definitely better than the other. And so that's the difference between having a kid grow up with a gay family and having a kid grow up by him or herself. And just keeping them away from gay families is wrong. It's wrong. It's harming the child. It's harming his or her future. And it isn't really taking into account what's best for the child. It's only taking into account what these selfish individuals want for society, what they think is right, instead of what really is right, truly right. But that, I do want to adopt a kid too, and we actually still want to do that. So we're going to do it regardless. But I think that it's ridiculous, and they should be ashamed of themselves. All right, so that's the political stuff going on in Texas and Florida right now and the country. One of the big things in the news right now is Madonna and Drake. They had, if you haven't seen it, I'm sure you probably have, they were at Coachella together, and Madonna was performing "Human Nature," one of my favorite songs, by the way, which used to be my theme song when I first started this show for the first 2 years or so. "Human Nature," and she was performing it, and he was sitting in a chair on the stage, and she surprised him, and she went over there and kissed him, like really kissed him, like deep kissed him, and when he came up, he was like into it at first. He was holding her head, and he was into it, and then all of a sudden, when he came up, she came up from him. He like wiped his mouth like he was disgusted, and so everybody thought, ooh, he didn't like Madonna's kiss and thought it was gross or whatever. And then, of course, Twitter sphere and Facebook and everything went crazy because of it. When reality is that he said what happened was that he had actually. She had worn some kind of disgusting lipstick, and she had a grill on, at the time. And I think when she, or she was singing or talking or whatever, they said that the lipstick, some of it got scraped off on her grill. And so when she kissed him, he ingested some of the lipstick, the clumpy lipstick or whatever. And so that's why he said he was doing that. He said he was not disgusted by her kiss. He said it was sort of gnarly lipstick that revolted him. So just wanted to say that. But I thought it was really cool. But also on Watch What Happens Live tonight, Andy Cohen had Bethany Frankel on there, and they're good friends. And she said, well, I heard that actually those two had already been dating for 2 weeks before the show, and Annie like covered his face like she wasn't supposed to say that or whatever. But anyway, so it may have just been a whole publicity stunt regardless. But I don't think there's anything wrong with an older woman and a younger man any more than an older man and a younger woman. It is completely a double standard, and people look at it as if it's disgusting or something or wrong with it, when it's nothing. There's no difference between, the reverse of the situation. So it's ridiculous. So that's Madonna. Then there is a man. I don't know if you guys have read this. He has a 9-pound penis. 9-pound penis. It's like 9 inches long. And I think they said it was like, I don't know, like a foot around or something crazy. And there's a picture of it, actually, if you go on to, I can't remember what site it was on. But I posted it on the Off Limits Show page on Facebook, but you can see it on there, I think. But he had injections to make his penis larger, and he had so many silicone injections into his penis. First of all, that is like fucking painful as hell. Can you imagine having a fucking needle stuck into your penis at all? Ow. That's going to fucking hurt. But he did, and he had silicone put into his penis so he could make it thicker and longer or something. And it's so big now that when he's sitting down, it looks like he has like a loaf of bread in his pants. It's disgusting. And he said he can't have sex anymore because he's gay. He can't have sex anymore because he can't get it into anybody's, ass or mouth or anything else. And he said there's other things he can do with it, but he can't do anything anymore. I mean, it's just ridiculous. First of all, why would you go through this? This is just ridiculous. I mean, unless he had like a 2-inch penis or something, why even bother doing enlargement surgery at all? But even still, why would you get so much that your penis was unusable? So I don't know if it's going to like shrink down, or if it's going to, come back to a point where it's reasonably small enough so he can actually have sex, or what the deal is. But regardless, he's out of commission for a while. But it was really gross. He was a guy from the UK. And then there's a hilarious... I think it's fucking hilarious. Now, first of all, I don't know if you guys know who Amy Schumer is. I love her. I've been watching her show for like 3 years now on Comedy Central. It's called Inside Amy Schumer. She's a comedian and she's really funny. She's this blonde chick and she cracks me up. Anyway, she was making fun or poking fun at the stupid booty videos, all the booty videos we have these days, like All About That Bass and Bootylicious or whatever. All the videos, how Anaconda, stuff like that, and making fun of how ridiculous they are. Anyway, so she, if you want to see it, I think I posted it on the Off Limits Show Facebook page, on the page, not on my personal page, but the Facebook page. You can go there and you can see it. But I wanted to play it for you because it's so fucking hilarious. Even the words are hilarious, but it's like catchy as hell. So let me see if I can find it and I'll play it for you because the song is just hilarious and I love it. What the hell's going on with my computer? There it is. All right, so let me open it up real quick and I'll play it for you. I want to take a quick break and come back and we'll talk about the rest of the things on my agenda for tonight. Let's see here. First, let me close this because I'm not even using it. I'm actually thinking about getting a new computer. I've had my same Mac Pro for, 2006, I think I bought it. No, 2009. Which is 6 years, which is kind of old for a computer. But Macs really stay, ahead of the curve for a long time. But anyway, I'm thinking about upgrading to a new Mac Pro, which is about $4,000 for the one I want. So I don't know. I'll probably do it soon, but I'm thinking about it. But by the way, are you a Mac person or are you a PC person? Let me know on Twitter. Anyway, let me see if I can find this and play it for you. Here we go. Here it is right here. Okay, so I'm going to play this for you, and we're going to come back and talk about some more. Be right back after this.
Milk, lemonade. Milk, lemonade. Milk, lemonade. Round the corner, fudge is made. Milk, lemonade. Milk, lemonade. Milk, lemonade. Round the corner, fudge is made. Milk, lemonade. Milk, lemonade. Milk, lemonade. Round the corner, fudge is made. I used to think that my tits was where it's at. Used to be concerned that my booty was too fat. But now I know the truth, and that worry has been shot. Big booty's what they want, and big booty's what I got. Milk, lemonade. Milk, lemonade. Milk, lemonade. Round the corner, fudge is made. Milk, lemonade. Milk, lemonade. Milk, lemonade. Round the corner, fudge is made. Tits are old news, if you know what I mean. All the guys love my fudge machine. Look me in the eye, get your face and don't be shy. You say you don't like asses, cause I fart and break your glasses. Turd cutter, loaf pitcher, dookie maker, fudge machine, cheek-tastic, booty massive, giant tuchus, fudge machine. On my booty empire, the sun never set. Take a shot, yeah, nothing but net. Milk, lemonade, round the corner, fudge is made. I'm gonna make you scream and shout from the part of my body where poop comes out. This is where my 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 poop comes out. Talking about my fudge machine. Talking about my fudge machine. Talking about my fudge machine. Talking about my fudge machine.
That's right, ladies. Ain't nothing better than a big, beautiful, sexy booty. But bottom line, no matter how far in the behind, you better call that onion what it really is. That shit's a fudge machine. Turn up.
Milk, lemonade. Milk, lemonade. Milk, lemonade. Round the corner, fudge is made. This is where her poop comes out. This is where your poop comes out. This is where their poop comes out. This is where our poop comes out. This is what you think is hot. This is what you think is hot. This is what you think is hot. Talking about my butt machine. This is what you think is hot. This is what you think is hot. This is what you think is hot. Talking about my butt machine.
It's where your poop comes out.
All right, so it's Amy Schumer. Her show, by the way, is on Comedy Central. Comes back on Tuesday, April 21st at 9:30 Central. If you've never seen her show, she is fucking hilarious, as